Hi guys, so the online class is done, but I thought I'd make a little mini class for those of you not joining the Zoom classes yet. Yeah, so all you need, or what would be great to have, is a cushion if you don't have bolsters, and books if you don't have blocks. It's probably going to be around a 20-minute class. You can join in. It's quite a simple class, so you can really just join in when you see me. Okay, so we're going to start really simply. Starting on your back and taking a cushion or a bolster, bringing it behind the backs of the knees. So for those just joining, if you're just getting your props, try to have something underneath the knees. If you don't have anything handy, just lie on your back. Completely relax. Relax your forehead, relax your jaw, relax your mouth. I'm going to relax mine as much as possible as I talk to you. Start to tune into your inhale coming in. So maybe the coolness through the air as it hits your nose, maybe hits the back of your throat. Possibly you can even feel it as it goes further inside. And as you exhale, feel like you have 4 corners to your abdomen. Let those 4 corners relax and soften to the ground evenly. So you're inhaling, you're going to hear the call to prayer at the same time. So you're inhaling, feeling the coolness of the breath. I can feel it very much in the back of my throat. Exhale, relax your abdomen. All 4 corners softening to the ground evenly. Relax your eyelids, you can close your eyes here. Relax the roots of the eyelashes, relax your eyebrows. Feel the space between your eyebrows broadening, softening, expanding, your third eye space. Or just the bit that people can tense, it's where people sometimes get wrinkles. Try to let it open. Good. On your next exhale, remove whatever you have behind the backs of your knees. Extend your arms behind you. Start to extend your fingertips away from your inner heels. How long can you make your waist by extending your limbs? Keep extending through those fingertips. Inner thighs lengthening, inner heels extending. Good, now draw your right knee in towards your chest and slowly curl up. Think lower abdomen in towards the ground. Maybe for some of you, forehead or nose towards knee. Breathe here. Keep the shoulders broad, so try not to curl the shoulders. Keep the acromion bones drawing away from each other. Lower back into the floor. Good, and now bring your arms to the right side. Can you lift your right shoulder blade off the floor and curl up one more time? Hold for 3. Strong left leg for 2. Good. Take your right knee, bring it over the left, squeeze your inner thighs together. Again, come back to broadening the shoulders away from each other. Keep the upper lungs open. And if you have the mobility here, you can take the feet and just gently rock a little bit from side to side. Drive your motorbike. Maybe the only driving some of us are doing at the moment. Good, and then bring your right ankle just above your left knee. Take hold of your shin or your thigh, whatever you can reach. Again, keep the shoulders broad. Keep the waist long. Good, we're going to turn this into an active stretch now. So you're going to remove your hands, bring your right foot towards your forehead, so you're not helping it out with another limb. Keep pulling it in for 3, for 2. Good, extend the left leg away. Take hold of whatever you can reach on the right leg. So it could be thigh, it could be calf, it could be big toe. And let it pull you up. Good, and then slowly come back down. So you can do the same move if you're holding the thigh. Pulling it away, pushing it away. There's a pulling and pushing action going on in this. Good, 2 more times. Push, to pull. And 1 more time. Good, from here, bend your right knee. Hug your right knee in. How much can you lift and extend through the waist? Ground evenly through both sit bones. Lift up one more time. Left hand comes behind you. So there's a few variations here depending on mobility or strength. So your left knee can come to the floor to lift up. If you can, extend the left foot. Lift into that right lung. Think of right fingertips extending away from right hip bone. Lift up more. Breathe into the right lung. And if you can, bring the right foot in front. Hover it off the floor. Breathe for 3. For 2. And then tune into something that you find really enjoyable about being in this position. And then slowly coming back down. Nice one. Extend the right leg. Think of the thigh pulling towards your chest. Keep the shoulders broad. Maybe you can lift the left foot up as well. Extend through the arms. Hold for 3. Shoulders broad so they're not rounding like that. Lift the chest for 2. Spine moves in. Good for 1. Take hold of whatever you can. Slowly coming back down. Imprint your lower back into the ground to try to close off this gap. Float your left foot 1 or 2 inches off the floor and start to reach your hands up towards the foot. Try not to touch it. Use your active mobility. Lower back into the ground. Lift up for 2. Good. Slowly come back down. Lift your left foot up and again reach your hands behind your head. Keep extending through those arms. Maybe you can start to curl the sit bones off the floor. Now maybe an inch. It may be all the way. Keep reaching the feet behind you. Maybe you can touch your toes. And slowly coming back down, vertebra by vertebra. Good. 2 more times. Extend through those arms. Reach through the legs. Slowly feel each vertebra as you come back down. Last one. Broaden your armpit space. Extend your armpits, lengthen. Hold for 3. For 2. Now from here, slide your hands to your calves or your thighs. Try to make your thighs parallel to the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades towards the floor for 2. For 1. Good. And then slowly swap. Draw your left knee in towards your shoulders. Extend your arms behind your head. How long can you make the waist? So here, the knee is coming towards the chest, but the hip is extending away from the shoulder. So you're not trying to hip hike here. Good. And then curl up. Think forehead towards knee. Maybe it can touch. Maybe you can rub your nose. Lower back into the floor. No space here. Bring your arms to the left side. Try to keep this left shoulder blade off the floor for 3. Breathe for 2. For 1. Good. And then bring the left knee over the right. Squeeze your thighs into your chest. I'm going to move this out of the way. And again, you can take hold of the feet and just gently rock a little bit from side to side. You can't reach the feet, that's okay. Just play with hugging the thighs in wherever you are. Good. From here, left ankle just above the right knee. Take hold of the right shin or right thigh, whatever you can reach. Keep the shoulders broad. Relax the throat. Good. And now we're going to turn this into an active mobility. So remove the right knee and actively try to bring your foot towards your face. For 3, you might start to get a bit of cramping in the hip. That's fine. 2, in this position. Good. For 1, extend the left leg away. Stretch away from what you feel in that hip. Take hold of whatever you can. Push the leg away. Let it pull you up. Good. And then slowly come back down. Good. So 3 more times. If you can reach the big toe, go for that. Let it pull you up. And again, if you're taking the thigh, that's okay as well. You can do the same movement. So all mobilities can join in, which is good. Good. From here, bring your left foot, all 4 corners to the floor. Lift and lengthen through the waist. How broad can you make your shoulders? Broaden the diaphragm space. Good. And then bring your right hand behind you. Lift your left hand up. Lift into your left lung. Breathe into those fingertips. Again, you can do this option, knee down. You can hover the left foot off the floor. Bring it just in front of the right knee. Keep breathing here for 4, for 3, for 2. Lift into that left lung. Good. And then slowly come back down. Extend your left leg. Pull it in, think thigh to chest. Lift your right foot off the floor and extend. For 3. Breath is smooth. 2. Energy in your fingertips. 1. Good. Again, take hold of your left leg and slowly come back down. Good. Reaching your arms behind you. Bring both legs up. Keep these armpits lengthening and broad. Start to extend your feet towards your hands. So maybe just a little bit of the hips off the floor. For those who can, feel free to go further, feet to hands. Take hold of whatever you can. It can be heels, calves or thighs. Pull the thighs closer to your chest. How much can you get your thighs parallel to the ceiling? I've actually got a funky ceiling, but you can't see, so it doesn't. It's like not a straight ceiling, so I'm not really getting it parallel to my ceiling. But go for you. Hopefully you've got like the straight one. And lift and slowly come back down. From here we're coming into a happy baby pose. So you're taking the insides of the feet. Just going to rock a little bit from side to side. Keep the shoulders broad. Collarbones open. And then you've got the option of maybe straightening one leg and then straightening the other. If you've got more mobility, just move the stuff out of the way, you can start to extend both legs. But try to keep the waist on the floor as you extend. So try not to lift the hips. Keep the waist long. Good. And then take your big toes. You can always bend the knees if you need to. You're just going to rock forwards and backwards through the spine. And come all the way up to sitting. Lift the chest for 3. Remember, knees can be bent for 2. Good. From here, hug both knees into your chest. Feel that evenness in both sit bones, so you're not shifting to one side. Can you feel the suppleness between the two? You normally favor one. Lift through the waist. And then from here, see if you can take your heels. And if heels isn't possible, you can always take your calf to your thighs. Start to extend the legs. Keeping the chest lifted. So you're coming into upward stretching pose. It may be here, it may be there. You know, it depends on your body, your mobility. Lift for 3. Feel like you're putting on a pull-up bar for 2. Good, let go. Try to keep the legs in the same place for 2. One more, 2, 2.5. We're going back down, 1, 0. Good. And then come forwards onto all fours. Good. Just some wrist mobility here. So change the position of your hands, spread your fingers, warm up through the wrists. Good. And now turn your fingers so they face your knees. Actively push all your knuckles through the floor. So feel like you want to imprint them in the ground and just lean back. Try not to sink into the shoulders, but keep that lifted action. And then tip forwards. See if the fingers can lift off the floor. And if they don't, that's fine. You can always bring the shoulders further forwards. If they still don't lift off, that's cool as well. But the action is there. Doesn't matter really what's happening, but try to lift, try the action. Good, and now shimmy the fingers forward. So we're going to do 1 minute of cat-cows. If you want a challenge, you can tuck the toes and hover the knees 1 or 2 inches off the floor as you do this. So you're curling one way and curling the other way. You can also do it with knees down, and sometimes that helps you to get into each vertebra a little better. So you don't have the extra effort of the strength working. Feel free to close your eyes, just tune into your spine. Where is it easy to move? Where does it feel a little bit less individualized? Feel like you're pushing the ground away in this position, and as you extend the body forwards, feel like you're pulling the ground towards you. You're pushing the floor away, pushing the hands away from the knees. Inhale, pulling the ground towards you. Just from here, hover the knees 1 or 2 inches off the floor. Lift your sit bones. Make them lift, get them up as high as you can, and now start to extend the legs. So in down dog, sweep the hair out the way. The hands can be around shoulder distance and feet around hip distance, but you can always make the feet wider, for example, if your spine maybe has like a little bit of scoliosis going on, or you feel like it needs more space in the lower back. So these aren't hard and fast rules. Try to feel the backs of the legs, so backs of the hamstrings, and sometimes to do that you need a slightly shorter stance. Kneecaps lift up, all four corners of both knees drawing into the legs. Send your sit bones away from the hands. Your knees are facing your armpits. Breathe here. And maybe some of you can even lift the toes off the floor as well. Good. Lift and extend the right leg. Stretch the back of the right knee. Point the toes. Try to keep your hips even. So your leg might be here, it might be here, but the hips are square. Bring your right knee to your nose. Maybe heel to butt. Step the right foot between the hands. Let the hips come forwards. Grounding through the right foot. Lift up. So lift your left knee off the floor. Feel the strength in that right leg for 4. For 3. Enjoy using your strength, particularly the glute where it connects with the leg. Good. Bring the left knee down. We're going to pivot. I'm going to get a block as well. So you want to have something to hug here. It could be a block, it could be a book, it could be a cat, or whatever you want. Or your baby. Hug it in and then lean to the right. Turn to the right. Curl forwards. Lean to the left. Turn to the left. Lift the chest, lift the throat. Good. Lean to the right. Turn to the right. Curl forwards. Lean to the left. Lift into the right lung. Turn to the left. Lift the chest. Good. And then gently release the block. Bring both hands in front of you and lift your left foot up. So both feet are slightly turned in here. You're going to bend your knees. Try to take your inner thighs. And now as much as you can, straighten the legs. Pull the inner thighs away from each other. If you need to go more narrow with your stance, it's fine. Think of inner thighs drawing away and then slide your hands down the legs. Lift the chest and then pull on the heels or whatever you can reach to start to extend and lengthen the top of the head to the floor. The waist is long. Shoulders lift away from ears. I hope you can still hear me, but shoulders away from ears. Good, and then both hands take hold of your right ankle. Pull yourself closer to your right leg. Pivot to the right. We're coming into standing split lifts. So hands come forward. You can keep your right leg bent here, but every time you straighten it, the top leg is going to lift. So you're going to do 5 or 6 leg lifts. It doesn't matter how high the leg lifts. It could be a little bit. For those with more mobility, go further. Try to feel the connection through the hands as you lift. And then do a little hop or step back into plank. Slowly come down chaturanga. Inhale into up dog, lift the chest. Bring hips to hands, shoulders down the back. Use your legs to pull you back down dog. Lift and extend your left leg, stretch the back of the left knee. Bring your left knee to nose, heel to butt. Left foot steps between the hands. Feel the weight in that left foot. Lift your right knee off the floor, strong left leg. Right leg is as straight as you can. You can feel the toes here as well, it's fine. Both are good. 2. Hold for 1. Stay a bit longer. Good. Bring the right knee down, pivot. So I'm going to turn around just so my back's not to you. So you're taking your block. Left big turn, line with right knee. Hug the block. Lift. Lean to the left. Turn to the left. Lift the chest this time. Lean to the right. Turn to the right. Curl forward, stay spine sticking out, a bit like a dinosaur spine, stegosaurus. Let's go back the other way. Lean to the right. Turn to the right. Lift the chest, lift the throat. Lean to the left. Turn to the left. Come forwards. Good, and then release the block. Again, coming over your left leg, standing split to the other side. So again, you're bending the base leg every time it lifts. and extends, the top leg lifts. Feel the weight in your hands. Again, it doesn't matter how big your split is, it may be a little bit like this, but it's the same action. It's the action which will bring you into inversions later in one of the other classes. Good. On the next one, try to hop, maybe step back plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, shoulders down the back, strong legs. Exhale, pull back, down dog. Bring both knees to the floor, wide knee stance. Coming onto fingertips. Rest your forehead. If your forehead doesn't touch the floor, you can always use a block. Breathe. Walk your hands to the right side. Breathe into your left lung. Keep the sit bones down as much as you can. Good. Walk your hands to the other side. Breathe into your right lung. Good. Coming up, take your block. Bring it between your thighs. Think of inner thighs squeezing in. Gluteal crease forwards. Hands on the lower back. Lift up for 4. Think tailbone towards knees for 3. Throat is long, open. 2. Lift to come up, support your back. Take your block. Bring your right elbow on the block. Stretch your hips back away from your elbow. Think the ribs up and in. So try not to back bend here, but lift and extend. Good, and then swap sides. How much can you stretch your left hip bone away from your left elbow? Breathe into your left lung. Broaden the armpit space on the left side. Good, so we're doing a lot of work or exercises today on keeping the armpit space open, giving it space, creating space there. Good, and then last camel. So we're going to take the block. Again, you can bring it between the thighs. If you're comfortable here, maybe one hand can tip-tap the heel. If you're very comfortable, both hands. Breathe here for 5. Think gluteal crease forwards, 4. Hips forwards, 3. Abdomen back towards the spine on the exhale. 1. Half a second. An extra second. Hands on the lower back. Lift to come up. Good, and then come forwards into butterfly pose. Good, so here, if your legs are very high off the floor, for the next exercise, you can do one leg at a time. If you're quite open like this, you can bring both hands onto just above the knees. We're going to do it twice, so if you're doing one leg that way, you won't miss out. So you're actively going to push your thighs up into your hands, or 1 if you're doing one side. Push up for 4. Keep pushing into your hands for 3. Push, 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 2. Now keep the hands where they are. Try to bring the knees away from the hands, or one knee, depending on how many you're doing. Again, bring the hands just above the knees. Push up for 4. Feel, if I let go, they're just going to spring up. So that's the action we're doing. 2. 1. Again, try to bring the knees away from the hands. Good, and then relax. Interlace the fingers, stretch forwards, lift out of the waist. How long again and broad can you make your armpits? Turn to the right, so you're turning from your abdomen to the right. Try to keep the chin in line with the navel, so you don't need to twist all the way. Just keep that connection. The whole body turns as one. May not feel like you turn very far, and that's cool. 3 for 3. Turn from the abdomen, 2. Turn one more time, 1. Good, come back to center, change the interlace, so you have a different index finger on top. Lift and lengthen, turn to the left. Breathe. How long can you make your armpit space? Turn a little bit more, maybe you've got more space now. But one more time. Good, and then gently come back to center. Good, so from here, if you've got blocks again or cushion, we're coming into our Shavasana. You can bring them behind or underneath your knees and just completely relax now. Feel completely supported by the ground as you soften down. Again, close off the sense of your eyes. You can just listen to the voice. Relax your mouth, relax your tongue. let your body soften with the ground and the space around you. You're completely supported. Just thanking your body for taking the moment or the time, the space to tune into your body-mind, your mind-body. Feel free to stay as long as you want in Shavasana. This is a mini class, but if you want to join one of the daily classes, 7 a.m. UK time, just PM me a message and send you guys lots of love. Okay, bye.